Jason,
Yo,
a game for which code came in ice cold. Monster Hunter,
like
Monster Hunter
2
Rise.
weeks ago. Right?
How long have you been playing this thing already?
For quite a while, actually.
Yeah.
50, 60 hours or so, give or take.
Jesus.
But quite a bit. I'm liking it quite a bit. I like the Monster Hunters.
Jason
there we go.
That's the litmus test. Is it a good Monster Hunter? Does Jason like it or not?
It does. Yeah, it is. It does hold up. They've trimmed a lot of fat off of the Monster Hunter, which is a good thing. They've sped things up considerably. You're constantly moving, constantly doing something, for good or for bad. The first things that they've kind of sped up is like the combat a little bit, and that's with the inclusion of the wire bugs. They're used for both traversal and for combat scenarios. So when you get like hit by a monster and send flailing, you can hit, like a recovery type thing with a wire bug and get right back into combat. So you're not just like rolling on the ground like an idiot. I got bigger. Okay.
It's being able to see what's happening on the stream. It's terrifying.
I realize people can watch, go, Jason's got some style. All right, okay, now we can.
Yeah. As far as traversal is concerned, the maps, there's no loading areas or anything, which is great. But there's the areas are a little more condensed in that there's like circular wise, they're not as big, but they go this way an awful lot more, lots more verticality. There's usually only like 1 or 2 levels, but each level itself you can climb on mountains as well as you can anything else because of the wire bugs. What else?
So you're talking about? Are you talking about this in comparison to kind of the old style Monster Hunter that has been on these platforms before, or are you saying specifically in comparison to like Monster Hunter World?
Usually in comparison to Monster Hunter World.
Got it. Okay.
All right. They are really merging kind of the old with the new, both in visual style and just like the quality of life access, with that they've introduced in like World.
We're doing the single maps now. Like I know we've covered some of this stuff because the demo's been out for a while, but it's like one map, Monster Hunter World style now, right? Like
there's still several areas.
Yeah.
There's no loading between map areas. Also, the loading is really fast. I don't know if you remember in World, like you'd go and eat, and then you have to wait like a minute and a half before your quest would load, and then go from there and wait another 10 minutes if you're on a PS4. But now it's just like you wait like 5-10 seconds. It's great. It's so quick. It looks pretty good on Switch. Runs at about 30 frames per second. I'm not super happy about that, but I mean, that's to be expected. Although it does make me want to wait for the PC version a little bit.
Is that confirmed?
That has been announced. Yeah, that's been confirmed, okay. But not a date or anything yet. But it's tough because I've played through most of the game so far. There's a clear like cutoff point, and it's not like there's much end game there. Kind of after the fact. So like, if you want to, I don't.
Oh no!
If you wait, I think you'll be all right.
Okay.
Because inevitably there's going to be another version that is like a G rank kind of like ultimate. I would almost guarantee it. That's been the cadence for Monster Hunter since the beginning.
Look, they got to sell that Monster Hunter twice.
They will. they released the base game. It adds some new stuff, but a lot of the content is brought in like a new like ultimate or G rank version or something like that. So maybe
you've been able to. Are you been able to try the multiplayer at all? Because I know that was like getting people together, especially if they were at different points in the story and cutscenes and stuff. In World, it was like a nightmare.
So
the game's not out yet, so I don't know if you've tried and been able to try, but.
A little bit. I've gone through the menus and everything. It's not tied to story stuff anymore, as far as I can tell. It should be fine. It's back to like the hub world, like they're kind of siloed off and like single player content, and then the multiplayer hub stuff. and then you can do rampages together and stuff. But whatever. It seems a little more simplified. It should work a little bit better, hopefully. But that said, I haven't tested it really that much, so I don't know for sure. But
cool,
we'll see. So what else is new? We got switch skills. Switch skills are hot swappable like attacks essentially. So like I'm a lance user, I can swap out my shield block for this like parry move instead. So it really helps with finding helping you find a play style essentially. I love having the new parry attack. It's like it was instantly grooved into my playstyle. Yes, and grooved into my playstyle.
What's the weapon lineup like? Is it
weapon lineup is the
same stuff or
yeah, same stuff, but yeah, everybody's got new attacks, and that's from the silk blind attacks to the switch skills. The silk bind attacks are they're done with the wire bugs essentially. They can they're hard to explain. You get two wire bugs. That's like a meter, right? Each time you use a wire bug, it uses one of the wire bugs down at the bottom. You can use that for both traversal or for one of these silk bind attacks. Some silk bind attacks use 2 wire bugs, some use 1. But having to choose between the two, traversal or using the silk bind attacks is a bummer. I wish they'd give you more. But anyway, use them for like a super duper attacks, like with a long sword, you run up and you stab the monster, then you flip up in the air and then come back down, and that uses the silk bind attack. Whereas with the lance, you can actually attach a tether to the monster, and you can instantly zoom in and attack the monster from on high. It's neat. Like it's a really fun dynamic. I really like the wire bugs in general. I just wish I could do them more. So it sucks having to choose between if I just want to flit around like Spider-Man on screen or, do these really cool attacks all the time.
Is this the most mobility you've had with it in like a Monster Hunter game? Because I remember
it seems like they've been going in this direction for a while with like the why can I not remember the Clutch Claw? Wasn't that the name of the grappling hook?
Yeah,
Claw.
Yeah, that was
like they've kind of been going in more of like a swinging around grappling hook kind of direction for a while.
Yep. Clutch Claw is not exactly back, but some of the functionality is there. Obviously, with the grappling hook stuff, that the wire bug kind of takes the form of that. But also with like climbing and clambering onto monsters themselves, you can ride them now essentially. If you get them with enough silk bind attacks, or if you get them when they're in. When they fight one another, the big like kaiju battle.
Yeah, I love it when they fight.
It's still just as good. One gets knocked over, and then you're able to like mount it if you want to get it while it's down. And when it gets up, you can actually you attach a bunch of wire bugs to it, and you pull it like a puppet. Essentially, you can attack with it. Make it run into walls, or fight the other monster as well.
You can Ratatouille it.
You can Ratatouille it, and you build up a meter, and if it gets to a certain level, then you can do like a super attack with it. It's pretty fun. It doesn't control nearly as well as I'm probably making it out to be, but then again, it is like this big cumbersome monster that you're trying to control that's fighting against you. So I guess it's not going to be perfect. Let's see what else we got. Rampages. Rampages are new. Those are like a tower defense mode.
Go on.
Those. All right. So that's kind of the setup of Monster Hunter Rise is in this world of rampages coming. And the rampage is just like a group full of monsters that are rampaging and trying to destroy cities. Your city in particular. Anyway, you've got this has been going on for a while. So what you've done is you set up a bunch of turrets and stuff and spots where you can put up bombs or a manned arsenal of weaponry and so much stuff, even other hunters as well. But there's a time when you're setting up and then a time when it just goes off, just like a typical tower defense, I guess. You're aware that they're going to attack in a certain amount of time, so you run through and you put a bunch of auto turrets here, or maybe put a bunch of bombs here, and just let it go. It's not fun at all. I don't like it. Yeah, I actively hated the times that I spent with it. It was really no fun at all. It's very slow. You really don't get a ton of reward for it. And each time that it popped up on my quest log, I just instantly regretted it.
Yeah, do they force you into that stuff? In the course of the story?
In the course of the story, at least a couple times. It's not too much. It's not like after every handful of missions or something like that. It's pretty spaced out, which is great. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, this is something that didn't need to be included. It's been an interesting ride with this game, because they mix things up just for the sake of mixing things up. And for example, like with cooking skills, they've removed a bunch of the cooking skills and kind of simplified it, and that's fun. That's great. That's wonderful. I don't have to spend as much time reading through menus to get stat bonuses. All right. But the way that they replace it is with these, they're called spirit birds. And these are actually placed out in the field, and you've got to go find them. And they give you stats to your health, to your stamina, to your defense. This is all stuff that you would get probably from cooking or from eating before a mission, but now you've got to go in, find all these guys. So what it does is it makes this like, you have a route essentially with any monster, and it became so formulaic that you're like, okay, well, I've got to go to like 4, 6, and then 8, and then climb up here and go under here before I can even go and fight the monster. Otherwise, I'm not going to have the best stats. I suppose you could just go straight to the monster if you want to, but it makes it feel so mechanic, which is kind of a bummer as well. So I don't know if they needed to change that up. I probably would have just preferred cooking. I want to get right into the monster stuff, which for the most part they let you just do, because they give you the doggo, the palamutes. That's your little doggy friend, and you can ride him. You can go directly to the monster, which is great because you've got an owl friend as well, which will help scout out the area and tell you exactly where the monster is, so you don't have to, I don't know, deal with paintballs or anything. They've taken those out. Overall, like it really, it's almost like a Monster Hunter Turbo Edition in some weird ways, because you're constantly doing stuff. They sped up even like gathering. When you're doing your mining outcrop, you hit like once and that's it, and you get like 9 things, and you just keep going. And you can even do it on the back of the dog. It's like, okay, it makes it.
The one thing I want to know, about this, and it's probably a hard question for you to answer as a very long time Monster Hunter fan, is like if you kind of got in the world, like if you were like, all right, I'm kind of seeing what is good about Monster Hunter, and you had bounced off all the previous ones, like, is this going to pull you in even more, or is it just kind of more of that? Like,
it's like, I don't think it's going to pull you in more.
If you're not all in as a world, and you were just sort of like, okay, I get it, but I'm not like rabid for this. Is it going to further draw you in, or is it kind of more of that?
I want to say no, just at the outset. It doesn't have a lot of the refinements that World did, as far as like changes to the systems. It feels like it's more geared towards some of the older players that missed that old school style of Monster Hunter, but still kept some quality of life improvements. Also, I don't know. Yeah, like you said, it's a little tough, but I don't know. This feels like an old school Monster Hunter to me with some of the stuff from World.
It's weird. It's almost
overall,
like It almost feels like they took, the old Monster Hunter as the starting point for this one, instead of looking at this as like a follow-up to World, and just like went in some different directions when it came to solving some similar problems that World solved, right? In terms of streamlining things, and it's like they just, instead of going like, oh, we're over here, they're like, oh, well, we're back here at the last Switch Monster Hunter, and so this is a sequel to that, and we're following on for that. Like, I wonder, if this is the same team, or do they have multiple Monster Hunter teams, and maybe this was worked on by?
I don't think so. This seems like it was head up by the same crew. I'm not positive though, but overall, it's good. Like, take away the Rampage stuff, which you don't have to do that much. I think it's pretty rad. It's shaken up a little bit. Maybe didn't need to be, but the spots where they tried to make it fun, and that's where they hit, I think, is just like speeding things up. The Wirebug stuff is dynamic. It's neat. That's my Monster Hunter Rise impression, I guess.
Jason's seal of approval.
Ongoing. Yeah, I think so. But if you're looking for this to bring you into Monster Hunter, finally, this is not it. It's still the same style of combat. There's no lock on. There's I don't know what you people are looking for. I don't know what you need.
I don't know either.
I'm not sure. Yeah, like I liked World quite a bit, but I didn't like it enough to care about Iceborne. By the time that came out, I was like, all right, whatever.
Sure. It's the same boat I was in. It's like, this is kind of what I meant. Like, I get it. Like, I totally see what people get in these games, but like, there's something missing. There's something else I want out of it, and I'm not quite sure what that is. Like, maybe a better story. Like,
maybe it was a dog.
Oh.
Maybe you needed a dog.
There's a dog you can pet now. I always thought it was combat related for some people, like it's not super fluid. It's not like an arcade style beat 'em up or anything like that. It's extremely,
deliberate, right? I mean,
deliberate. Yeah.
I don't think I didn't mind the end of the moment mechanics so much as maybe I think just the repetition. It's just like it's at its core, this game is kind of a resource grind, and you're kind of going to do these same fights or very similar fights kind of a lot to get the armor that you want and move on. And it's just sort of like that endless loop, which like, granted, I've played plenty of Destiny and Diablo in my day. So like,
there's some good dog armor, but
I'm not one to denigrate a loot game or anything, but there's something there at the end of the whole treadmill there was something that was not there, I should say, at the end of the treadmill that I feel like I needed to be pursuing some kind of goal or something.
Yeah, for me, it was always, the thrill of seeing new armor and weapons and stuff, and I definitely got that.
They definitely nail this armor looks exactly like the thing you just killed to get the armor thing quite well. Yeah. They do that pretty good.
I gotta say, there's some really good dog armor. Oh,
wait,
I never thought I'd be into dog armor, but it's a thing.
Don't make it out of the dog. You put it on the dog.
Okay.
Right?
Oh, that's an important. I was going to say, like, how many dogs are you killing to make the dog armor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh man, they kind of streamline that too. Like, whenever you make something for yourself, like some armor or weapon or whatever, you get a piece of scrap, and that's actually used to make the Palico and Palamute armor. So you don't have to use an entire piece of like a whole Rathalos tooth or whatever. Or wing. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah. What's up?
There's lots of neat little things, now that I think about it, that they're really trying to improve gameplay,
I need
to speed things up.
Chef.
It's a grandma this time, right?
Nothing.
What?
No,
it's not grandma.
It's a kid. It's a kid, and she's got two Palicos, but they make fluffy bunny dango, which is the most delicious looking fluffy rice ball you've ever seen in your life.
Is it made of bunnies?
No, they're kind of shaped to look like bunnies, like the chopsticks kind of, they go on like shish kebabs or something like that. So I had some yesterday actually for my birthday. Lisa went in on a trek to Japantown to find some dango for me. Anyway, the sticks go up and they look like little bunny ears, and then she paints little eyes on them, and that's what makes it bunny.
Sounds delicious.
Dang.
It's a good song.
What ended up happening with the Monster Hunter movie, by the way? Like that,
it's out, right?
It's out.
It came out.
Yeah, it's out.
It came out.
Mila Jovovich.
It got pulled. It came back out. Right? Is that what happened? Like it's available for
Ron
viewing.
Perlman's in it. It is available for viewing. Yeah, here in the States. Like it came out in China first, I guess.
Right.
Tencent had a stake in it. So whatever. And there was a really like off-color joke that they made that was interpreted as being racist. So they pulled the movie and then took the joke out or whatever, and then put it out in the States. And nobody wanted to see that anyway. I did.
Did you like?
I swear to God, I thought that there was a Ron Perlman impersonator playing Ron Perlman.
Ron Person and
this awful.
Yeah, he just has someone that he can send to the bad movies and be like, "You take this one, man."
Right.
Ron Perlman 2.
He must have needed a paycheck for sure. Jesus, that wig that they put on him. He's supposed to be like the Admiral or something like that from Monster Hunter World.
He plays Admiral according to this. Yes.
Admiral.
God, it was
just his name.
It was real bad.
That's what this says. Yeah.
Well,
but he knows English for some reason. I don't know, man. Like Monster Hunter World is like this different dimension. And then Mila Jovovich and her team of military dudes get sucked into this world for
BMCs.
She's really carved out a niche of leading a team of military dudes into a video game themed movie.
Why are two of them rappers? Because you have Tip Harris and then you have MC Jin in the firing squad. All right.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
It's currently showing in 2 theaters near us.
Yeah, I saw that. Which no, thanks. Not gonna.
You can get it on Blu-ray. It's on Amazon, like all the digital services too.
Yeah.
So,
Paul W.S. Anderson saying like, "I'm a huge Monster Hunter fan. I've been trying to get this IP forever," or something.
He got it. And he included like 2 monsters.
Wait,
it's like had to make all these damn Resident Evil movies just so I could finally get to my real object of affection.
Hey Mila, you want to be in this one too? Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Sure, honey.
There's really only
make a Legendary Wings movie next. That's what That's the end game.
There's more than 2. There's got to be more than 2. I keep thinking there's like Rathalos, there's Diablos, and what else? They had some of the bug enemies from like World, the Nursilics or something. I forget what they were called. And I want to say there was something at the very, very end, but I can't recall. I'm trying so hard to remove this movie from my brain, and this is not helping. Damn it.
So you're saying play Monster Hunter Rise, do not see any major motion picture Monster Hunter.
Yeah, hot take, man.
All right.
Shield your eyes.
Official Giant Bombcast seal of approval.
Right.
All right. And that's full price, the Switch game? Okay.
I believe so. They're releasing Amiibo with it. They've got like a whole branded Switch that they're releasing with it. So there's Amiibo support. It only gets you like a handful of items per day or something like that. But still, it's nice.
I was having to explain Amiibo to my girlfriend the other day as I was holding a gigantic sack of every Disney Infinity thing ever made, and trying to decide what to do with it.
I would take those, by the way.
The options mainly amounted to get rid of it in one way or another. So,
John, I'll see it in the thrift store in a few weeks.
Oh, dude.
No.
Yes, that's right. Coming to a thrift store near you.
Look at that kid. That kid needs those.
I want to see.
Yeah, look at that kid.
I think my girlfriend's niece may have first right of refusal on those, but I'll get back to you. I'm trying to see what Monster Hunter Amiibo came out now.
Magnamalos. Yeah,
Magnamalos.
Yeah, okay. He's the new flagship monster, and then Palamute and Palico. So there's 3 different ones, and then they've got some for Monster Hunter Stories down the road.
Okay,
it's the most obscure Disney Infinity toy in that bag.
I'd have to go grab Anakin Skywalker.
They did a Lone Ranger set.
Who the fuck is that?
Like the Johnny Depp Lone Ranger movie, didn't they?
Oh,
they did.
Boy.
Yep.
Have
was that Army Hammer?
Yep. That's Army Hammer.
Wow. Jeez.
There
Army
you go.
Hammer and Johnny Depp. Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh, boy, that's
duo.
Wow, yeah, boy, that
duo.
Fucking the Lone Ranger's really going places.
Oof.
Boy,
they're coming to your town. Fucking lock your doors.
I didn't know that guy was tied to the baking soda money. Like on top of everything else.
You cannot be serious. You cannot be serious.
That's
what
100%.
What?
No way.
I thought Hammer was just a stage name, but apparently it's the baking soda people.
Wow.
What?
No.
Arnie Hammer of Arm and Hammer?
Yeah.
Like you cannot.
That can't. That's.
Dude, I feel like you're trying to get one over on me right now.
Okay,
Google
all right.
this.
Read this on Reddit.
I saw it on a TikTok. All right, I'll say that much. I saw it on TikTok, and you can't trust everything you see on TikTok.
You can't lie on TikTok. That's the rule.
You can't.
This is real?
Collection. I found Armand Hammer, like
owner
Armand.
Yes. Apparently, Armand Hammer, the company, was founded by Armand Hammer.
Oh my god.
His name is Armand.
I cannot go down this rabbit hole.
We can't do this right now. There's so many games.
Apparently, he is the great grandfather of actor Armie Hammer. Yes, you were. Good God.
Okay. All right.
Oh my God. We got it. I can't.
The hot gossip
should have
saved.
Should have seen it coming.
I can't. I cannot. Just move
His
on.
name is Armand. How?
Arm and
Like Armand Asante, only different. A lot different.
Yes, let's not. Let's just. Okay. All right.
Like that Judge Dredd movie. Armand Asante was good in that.